I am never going to get all this shit done. Does that sound familiar to you? Or worse yet, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot to get this other stuff done. I can't believe I'm so buried. I'm overwhelmed. Okay, look, if you're going to scale your business, go from solo to a fully scalable business, you're going to have to learn to get stuff done. I mean, I'm just about ready to release my new Summit Leadership book. And I'll tell you what, I had to move some stuff around to get that thing done so that we were able to make the publish date. Okay. Now, before I forget, if you want to know the first step of going to your apex scalable business, click on the pin link below in the comment section and go find that. The second thing, if you want to do it really fast, go to blairsinger.com/plan, and one of our guides will help you out with all that. Okay, now, how do you get stuff done? How do you get shit done? Now, there's two parts to this. The first one let's talk about the inner part first, because that's the real issue. What's going on inside of you, okay? So here's the thing. Getting stuff done or not getting it done is a habit. Okay, it's a habit. Now, that's good news and bad news. The reason it's good news is because if you're not good at getting it done, then if you can program yourself for 30 days or set yourself up, which I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, it'll become more automatic to you. Okay, so it's a habit if you get it done. If you don't get the things done, if you're constantly in overwhelm and not getting things done, then that's also a habit. So you need to reprogram that one too. So remember, it pretty much starts with you. Second thing, more important than that, procrastination. So if you're not getting things done, I'm going to guarantee it's probably a lot of times the important things are not getting done. Some people call that procrastination. Now, why does that happen? Because at some level, you are treating your dreams, yourself, your business, the things that are really important to you, that those are not now as important as all the minutia. In other words, filling out forms. I got to fill out these forms, and I got to do this compliance stuff. That's more important than me doing the stuff that's important to me. Like I just mentioned, writing a book. I'll put that off till later. I got other things to do. Look, the book is a reflection of you. It's you. It's your heart, your soul. It's your knowledge. It's all of your years of experience, which is way more important than filling out a few damn forms, right? Think about this. You don't think about it that way, but I got to get all this done. Okay. So that comes to the third component, is because you're probably, as an entrepreneur, your strength has now become your weakness. You get lots of things done. So what happens to people that get lots of things done? More people give them more things to get done because they know they're going to get them done. Until you're in a point where you have to start prioritizing. And if you're like myself and others, sometimes you're putting yourself last. So what happens is, really, if you're not getting stuff done and it's the important things, is because somewhere in your self-concept is low. In other words, you're not treating yourself well. You're putting the minutia of your life and your business ahead of you. So don't do that anymore. I got a little piece of advice for you at the very end. Okay. So we covered two or three parts of the inner issue about getting stuff done. Okay. So again, when it comes to the inner side of this thing, is that you got to take a look at what's more important to you or the important things. Now, that's the inner side. Now let's look at the outer side. How do you set yourself up to win here? So first, what if you're not getting shit done, whose shit is it? And what shit is it? Okay. Is it yours? Is it something that somebody else gave to you? Is it something you feel obligated to do? Is it something that somebody guilted you into doing? Is it something that somebody just dumped on you? Okay. If that's the case, then that's another problem. So you got to stop doing that. Stop being a dish rag for other people and cleaning up their messes. Okay. So the obvious thing, the second part, the obvious external thing, the outer game of entrepreneurship is you got to have a team. Most people that complain about overwhelm are doing things on their own and they don't have a team. Look, virtual team, part-time team, whatever kind of a team it is, get a team. Be able to delegate, and again, make sure as you're growing that you got the right people in the right seats. Upgrade your team. If your team is, say, well, I can do this, I'm good at team management, but I'm not good in marketing and sales. If you need them to do marketing and sales, then you need to get somebody else to do marketing and sales, or replace that person that can do both. Okay, because otherwise it will all rest back on you. All right, number 3. You've heard me talk in the past about sacred time. Sacred time typically is a time in the morning where I do Hal Elrod's Miracle Morning, basically. I do gratitude exercise. I do some meditation, all that good. That's not the kind of sacred time I'm talking about now. The sacred time I'm talking about right now, is in your schedule when you take a look at all the things that you need to do and you make the list, and I'll show you a little bit about that in a second. You make the list, then you're going to schedule in your calendar sacred time to work on these things. Like for me to write the book, I had to write, I first did an outline, okay, created an outline for this thing. That was big enough. Then what I had to do is I said, okay, chapter 1 this week, where in the week am I going to put? I drop it in there for a couple hours and I'm just going to work on that chapter, okay? So you got to, that's what I call an additional sacred time for yourself. Okay, so just a review. Remember, what we already talked about is that the inner side is you're putting your self-concept is not high enough. You're putting menial things ahead of yourself, and that's why you're not getting stuff done. Okay, your self-concept is low. You feel and you're addicted to appointments and doing things and appointments and events, and because you're addicted to it, you're always busy. So somehow or other, you got in your head that busyness is a good thing, and as long as you're busy, you're doing well. But you're not. You're just being busy. Okay. One of my teachers once said that some of the hardest workers and the busiest people, his great grandmother raised him in Jamaica. She said the busiest people and the hardest working people were cutting sugar cane. They were not the people that were making money. And you have to think about that. So busyness, however you were programmed, that's not it. Now we're working on how do you set yourself up. So the first thing was identify whose stuff needs to, what the stuff is needs to get done. Is it yours or somebody else? And eliminate the stuff that's not yours. Okay, give it back to whoever it belonged to. Number 2, make sure you've got a team and upgrade your team, part-time, something to get yourself out of the overwhelm. And now we're talking about sacred time. I'm using the book as an example because if you're an entrepreneur, you're watching this, you got a book inside of you. All your experiences need to be kept for all posterity, and that's something that you need to do. And it's a reflection of you. Don't put filling out forms to be more important than you taking care of you, and a reflection of you, okay? Now, you prioritize them. So now you know which ones they are. You prioritize them. And what I'm going to say is go to a separate venue to work on those particular projects. Those are the projects where you're going to use your creativity. You're going to be able to leverage. These are the things that are going to move you and your business and your life ahead. Separate venue, not in this office. Go someplace else, another room, outside to do some of that work. Just change the visual, change the setting around you, okay? So change the venue. Now, make it visual. You see back here, this is a PERT chart, okay? And again, when we help you go from from self-employed to scalable, I show you how to create a PERT chart. This is a plan to get you from solo to a scalable business. But make it visual so it's on the wall so you can see it every day. Then you won't forget, okay? And because PERT is a great, PERT stands for Program Evaluation Review Technique, is a really good way to do it because each of the steps here in yellow, each one of these Post-its is an actual event that's going to get shit done, okay? This was for creating a marketing machine, okay? Number 6 is probably the most important. So ready for this? Number 6, accountability. You need to hold, if you're not getting stuff done, okay? Now, if you are, don't worry about it. But if you're not, or you want to get better, you need to either have a coach, another friend, create a deadline, a colleague that is going to hold you accountable at least on a weekly basis, okay? Get on a weekly basis. Why? because it's not a habit for you yet. You need to be reminded. You're going to forget stuff. But again, if you make it visual, make the things up there, that the most important things, and make those visual so you can see them, work on another venue on them, and have somebody hold you accountable, your higher probability, okay? Number 7, I believe. Yes, you take the biggest rocks, and those are your sacred time. Now I mentioned that. So we have our events. The things are most important. You have your sacred time, and you say, but I can't, I can't think, I have writer's cramp. Writer's block. I can't think of what to do. I'm not creative right now. I'll wait till I'm later. No, work on it anyway. Just keep writing, typing, whatever it is. And sooner or later, you'll begin to break into a flow. Take the time, even if it sucks in the beginning, just keep going. Refresh yourself, do some jumping jacks, but get going. And sooner or later, because it's important, because it's in your heart, you'll move into the flow. Once you move into the flow, keep going. Don't stop. Say, oh, now I'm going. Now I can stop. No, keep writing. If it's writing, keep creating, keep diagramming, keep mapping out your project, whatever it is, and keep going. Because when you're in the flow, now you're accessing all your creativity. Okay. Until you come to a logical end of that, and then you can celebrate that and move on, okay? Now, the good news is this only takes 30 days. It only really takes 30 days to make this a habit of yours. But if you're like most people, you're going to need to do something radical to make that happen. The most radical thing, I already talked about, an accountability partner of some sort, or a good coach that'll kick your ass if you're not getting shit done, okay? The second thing is when you find yourself doing stuff that is not productive, or you're doing stuff that you feel, I got to get it done, and you're letting everything else slide out there, remind yourself and tell yourself, well, obviously filling out this forms is way more important than I am. What, Blair? Yeah, you heard me. Filling out these forms or doing this minutia work or handling somebody else's problem is way more important than me creating a book, creating a marketing program, building my business, doing the important things. And just keep saying that to yourself until you get pissed off. That's right. Until you get pissed off. This is how I work, by the way. This may not work for you, but sometimes I have to remind myself, because my little voice will justify, I got to get it done because. No, you can't. Everybody has a limited amount of time. So do you, so do I. So you can't get all the shit done. That's why one of the things is what is it and whose is it, and get rid of it and put it back where it belongs. Okay. When you're looking at your priorities, when you finally weed some of that out, you look at your priorities, which ones do I do first, Blair? Well, the ones you do first, which is going to add the most value to you, to your business, to your lifestyle? Not the easiest one, not the one you want to do the most, the one that's going to have the biggest impact on you, not the one other people think you should do and what would look good. What's the one that's going to have the biggest impact on you? And do that one. That's the one you should start on. And again, you may know this, the Navy, one other little tidbit, one of the things that the Marines do, the Navy SEALs do when they first go into basic training, the first thing they get up in the morning, they make their bed. Why? Because it's the first job of the day. They got to get it done. And no matter how crappy the rest of the day goes, when they come back to their bunk, that bed is made and they know they did it right. Pick something. I do that, by the way. Pick something, pick a routine that you know you can get done, and repeat it, and hold yourself accountable. Okay. So again, you can do this. Just tell yourself, I got this. All right. Because you do. So I want to know what your biggest takeaway from this is. I'm sure you guys have tons of clues and golden nuggets on how to get shit done. And I want to hear about them. So type in the comment. Let me know what kind of successes you've had in getting things done and prioritizing yourself. If you found this valuable, hopefully you got some value out of it. If you found it valuable, please like it, subscribe, share it with other people. And again, if you really like it and you think this is helpful to you, click on the little bell below. And every time I put in a new video, I'll notify you to let you know it's happening. And if I can help you, just go to blairsinger.com/plan. if you really want some support in getting the most important things done, which are the 8 steps to get you from solo to scalable. All right. So until next time, be amazing and get shit done.